guys, welcome. Sorry for the inconvenience of not being on the main channel, but here we are on mine, and we're going to be hopping straight in. Shuri here is ready and waiting, and we're going to hop into the game.
What's up, guys?
Let's go ahead and slide on in. All
right, so we are going to go ahead and have the game end. Okay, so
yep, we get in just in time to see it. Thankfully, we got in just in time to see everything run down.
Yeah, but we don't know which team's which. So just so everyone knows,
that was going to be Insiders on that one. They took it.
Okay, so that's wild. So
Zero Kelvin
just so everyone knows, yeah, true. The Insiders have chosen random characters, and so they have some pretty interesting comps. It kind of sucks we didn't get to see that one. They had a Zero Kelvin in the mix with a Ya and Chemist, but they have all random characters for all these different games, and the next one might be impossible to win.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely might be, but you know, we'll kind of have to see what they got. I mean, for the most part, they're rocking and rolling already. I mean, they were what was it, 30 to 100 by the end, and they were using their random generation. So I'm not gonna be surprised.
But when you have Ya and Kelvin with Chemist, even though it's not like something you would normally use, like there are characters that kind of can play payload race. In Crystal Assault, you have Osis, which is a sniper that kind of can't do anything in Crystal Assault. And then you have Mark, which isn't the best choice. And then you have Ruby, which is the worst choice.
Well, I guess we'll find out who can do what. We got them joining in already, which they are just on the ball, ready to go. Due to the unfortunate inconveniences of some back-end issues, technical difficulties. Thank you, servers. But for the most part, it's already looking like an uphill battle for WKU. I mean, they are already lost 29 to 100 on the first one. And now we're going to be going into Crystal Assault. And I guess it just really depends what they're going to be rocking.
Yeah, and honestly, what they have is Aletta, Hunter, and Shell for the WKU team. I would like to see them have something like a Judex in there too, because their fire just can hit the crystal without you having to actually shoot at it. Same with Shell. But they have the Shell at least, and luckily for them, Insiders don't have any good characters for this. They might have the literal worst team you can think of for this, maybe outside of putting Iris in there. So it's going to be really rough for Insiders on this crystal. I definitely have WKU favored for this map. And the hard part is, though, you have three of the best players in the game. Not just the best team, but three individually best players on the Insiders team. And so, like, it's just so hard to play these guys.
Yeah, I mean, just based on their overall rankings and everything, it's an uphill battle. I mean, seeing that AIM is number 7 on the rank, you've got Ron over here, number 5. I mean, that's some.
It's
not small.
Technically, you have Myron and AIM at 1 and 2, because 2 people quit the game when the ranks reset, and so it kept their former rank ahead in the number 1 and 2 spot. I know it's super confusing.
Interesting.
But superstar, there's only 3 superstars in the game. AIM and Myron are 2 of them, and then you have Wake Up from Exclusive as the 3rd. So they are 2 of the 3 best ranked players in the game, and honestly, no one else on the leaderboard's even close.
So it seems a bit unfair, you know. That it's, I mean, by all means, it is what it is. But what's gonna be great though is we're gonna find out a little bit further how these 2 teams are gonna go up against each other, because looks like they are ready. Looks like they're getting in. They're loading up. And we'll just have to kind of see, again, where they land.
Also, guys, if you would like to ask questions, just put it into the YouTube chat. and we'll answer him. My mic is a little staticky. Is that still happening? Somebody said that in the YouTube chat, but
All right, guys,
let me know
let's
if that's not.
let's go ahead and lock and load. We're loading in, and they're
All right.
ready to go.
And then Myron said he's only ever played this map 2 times. Yeah, oh, this is the new map for Crystal Assault, and honestly, this could be the absolute worst for their comp. It is the one that has the most distance between the crystals, and there's a ton of open space. This is great if you have a Judix and a Shell, but they have a bunch of close range characters and a sniper. Myron doing a great job on the Osus, but he does get taken down. And honestly, I just have no idea how these people are going to play these characters. But they're doing their best, and you do have the Ruby just trying to get people out of their base, and he's in the middle doing a really good job, but this Aletta is going to be able to get away with his ult, and he's just sitting next to this Mark and just trying to get in there and try to help his team get these people out of their base. But I honestly just don't know how Insiders actually can do any damage to Crystal with this team.
Yeah, I mean it's it's weird with what they're using. It definitely is, but somehow they are still ahead.
Yeah, I mean, just for now though, and remember the shell ult is going to be up, and then they're going to be able to just keep getting damage on that every time. But luckily for Insiders, I think the shell ult ended up missing, and so that's going to give them a little bit of an advantage there. But I mean, this game, they're already at 60%, just doing their best to knock things down. And honestly, Myra just sitting back there hitting it for 6k each. I didn't really think the Osus could do very much to the Crystal, but I mean, it's actually doing quite a bit of damage. And this Hunter has to take them out. It's so weird that the Ruby shields are actually providing such good cover to allow them to get this Crystal down. And wow, what a play!
Oh
And
my.
Mark takes him out, saving his team, and they do the impossible.
I don't understand how they choose their characters by random number generation, but yet here we are, 2-0, and it may just be coming down to this last and final one.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to even say how to beat this team. They're just so good. The thing is that I said it was the worst comp imaginable, but they found a way to make it work, and I can guarantee you none of these people have ever played that in Crystal Salt.
No.
So it's not like they just had any experience to go back on. They just know that, hey, we have really good chemistry and we have a good team. So let's just go in and use our communication to make it work. And they did.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, just based on what they were able to do is just the nasty part. I mean, just being able to go in there, use anything they want, and I guess just it's just the teamwork. I mean, you saw that there was
Yep.
one player hanging out back, and just unfortunately doing those
Yep.
sets, it just doesn't look like that they were able to get that set. It really doesn't.
Yeah. And you're absolutely right. And one thing I do want to point out, and I want to give a big shout out to AIM on the Ruby. The shields he was doing, what he was doing is he would go and he would fire into the crystal, and then he would turn around and throw his shields away from him. So the shields would always be covering his team, and they would never go forward in front of him. And he would always throw it at either right or the left, depending on which side the hunter was going. So the hunter would always have to go through their shields, which would give Myron time to end up killing him. And at the end, you had the Mark actually loop around, and Jacuzzi just absolutely obliterating with that Mark. Those Mark headshots are just brutal. So, really good job.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they really knocked it out of the park there. And again, the shield, I agree, was probably the most impressive thing out of them. I mean, the fact that they were able to keep the shield, continue turning, having all the support of that shield to take the damage, and just blasting into the crystal. I mean, don't be wrong, they were still damaging, or their crystal was still taking damage, but the fact that all three of them were over there still just plowing away at that crystal, I mean, there's not much that can be done.
Insane. And and Jizuki, or not Jizuki, Jacuzzi, just doing a really good job on that mark to switch targets whenever that Aletta, or not Aletta, the shell would come in. And that shell could never actually get close enough to hit anybody because he would just die to those mark headshots, and it's nothing that shell could have done. Like, if you're getting hit for like 4 shots in the head, will kill you on that mark, and Jacuzzi just wasn't missing. And not just that, but then you also just have the amazing shields. Whenever people would get in trouble, you had those shields from that ruby just being placed in the perfect spots. And he wasn't just flicking behind them and throwing the shields at random. He was throwing them whenever he would get shot in the back with a directional arrow.
Yep.
He would flick to that direction and throw it at the directional arrow and then turn back. So it wasn't that he was just like, okay, there's this spot here and this spot here. Every like 5 seconds, I'll throw it here. No, he was just getting shot in the back and reacting with insane reaction time, throwing
Yeah.
it at his directional arrows. And so no matter where they went, he would have that shield, making it to where they couldn't do anything from range. And if they got close enough, that mark's going to take him out. And it just, man, a very good strategy by them.
Yeah, I mean, just that sheer ability to turn it around, keep them busy, and the fact that not even worrying about going to the fight, like you said, just turning around, flicking it wherever the damage is coming from. I was like, just turn around, flick. All right, now back to what I was doing. Oh, that's right, winning. And just continue doing it. I mean, that's a certain level of just confidence that is not seen very often. Again, especially with just random characters that have just been pulled out of the ether.
Yeah, especially like ones that don't ever get played on the map because there is no experience to actually be thrown back on.
Because there's no reason you should, but yet.
Yeah, true.
But they're doing it.
Hey, whatever you got to do to make it fun.
Yeah, and it looks like we just got the last person to join in. Jacuzzi made it, so we're just waiting on the final go-aheads that everybody's ready. And we'll find out if WKU can bring this back again with hopefully this random assortment of characters will be in their favor. And they can...
this one is Gatlin, Fort, and Shell by the Insiders. And I don't know, it's actually not that bad of a team. Gatlin's a little less mobile than you would probably want, but Myron's actually really good at Gatlin, and one of the only people I know who actually uses him in rank. So I'm assuming he's going to be the one who takes that character. I'm not sure about the other two, but it could actually do a lot of damage with the biggest problem they're going to have is they just don't have anyone like WKU does with a Johnny Jet that can kind of go invisible and get in the hill and just avoid damage. Pretty much everyone that the Insiders has to take that damage. I mean, Shell can get away a little bit, but it's not great for just touching the hill and keeping it contested. So it could be a little rough there, but they're going to just have to focus people down one at a time. And I have a feeling that getting that fort down is going to just be a nightmare with a Gatlin posted up and then a Shell kind of just helping him out wherever he needs it.
Yeah,
this one's probably the best comp of all the ones that the Insiders have done. So,
well, we're gonna find out. Looks like the match is loaded, so let's go ahead and fly on in. Let's see what they got. They're already hopping in. We're already racking up the points. Percents are now moving, and it's up to WKU to hop in and get it.
Yeah, and here is the Johnny Jet going around, and he did a good job to use his flip to flip into them because it actually does an extra 1,000 damage if you flip onto him. So he did a good job there to kind of save the cooldown of it to go get that extra damage, and he goes in and he actually gets a kill there. Really good kill on somebody that really, I mean, had a good shot of killing him. So great job right there, and this is going to be where they have to get the fort down, and they do. Okay, that's what I was worried about. Is are they going to actually be able to push this fort and get them down? And they're shooting bodies. Oh man! Just
I mean, what can you do? You're 42-0 right now on the score, and you're just flying in and look bouncing around, hits the health, bumping back in, and going for 2. Going into the ether, coming back out. Can he get the 3rd? That is a yes.
Oh my god. just stay on aim. Let him have his moment. Let him get his highlight reel, and just on a
Aim!
7 spree. Wait, he had a 7 spree already? It was a minute. Wait, he got knocked off. Oh,
Uh,
they all jumped off. Okay.
I think they're just trying to make it to where they can cap it. Are they just trying to do a retake? Because they all flew off, so I think they're just having fun now.
Yep. So, I'm not gonna lie. I think Myron's a bad person. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. He's one of my best friends in this game. I love the guy to death. Kind of a bad person, and it's okay. Like, I accept you, buddy. But man, yeah. Well, it's just aim's not good enough to get that 8th streak. It is what it is. I mean, he couldn't overcome gravity. I mean, not all of us are made to be that good. It's okay, aim. You'll get better. But,
That's okay.
Hey,
Yeah, he's got it. But I mean,
yeah, that fort. Oh my God, he doesn't miss any of the bullets that come out of it. So hard.
He's just hopping around, just taking his time.
Yeah.
He's got an idea. He knows when it's there. They're trying to take it back. Just hop it in.
Yeah.
Can he get the Johnny?
But Johnny's actually doing a really good job to stay elusive. Myron doing an amazing job there to shield himself from behind and keep himself out of the distance of the Johnny Jet's ultimate, which is what he's really worried about, is getting ulted, because anything else isn't going to kill him fast enough. But the Johnny Jet does do a really good job contesting this hill, and Myron does end up getting him, though. I mean, just super hard to play against a fort because of the fact that he has AoE damage, and he can just keep shooting your puddles. But they're doing a really good job kind of contesting this at the very end, but they are eventually going to fall unless this Johnny can get there, and he cannot. And again, Myron is a bad person.
Yeah, that's just all, poor Myron. But fortunately for the side of Insiders, that is 3-0, and unfortunately for WKU, that is also going to be an 0-3. So, Insiders looking good and taking it home out of the best of 5.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting way to go about esports strategy, but they did make it entertaining at least. So thanks for that. Thank you to both teams for coming and giving it your best, and great 7 spree on the end for the shell. That was a great job, Aim. And again, Myron, bad person. Just want to go ahead and make sure my thoughts on that are super clear.
Yep.
Definitely.
I think I would agree. Just terribleness all around. But unfortunately, that is going to be it. We've gotten 3 out of 5, and it's a 3-0, so there's nothing left we got. So, guys, we appreciate you coming over to here. Sorry for the technical difficulties on the other side. We'll try and get that figured out with the boss man for the next time this may be needed. And so we'll get that figured out and done. Sure, is there any last words?
Just thank you guys for the great show, and thank you. Great casting with you for the first time. Hope to have many more, man.
Sounds good. And guys, since you are over here on my side, if you guys want to hang out on my side, feel free to. I've got content coming on a regular basis. It's about esports in general. It's an entire podcast about it. So I got to plug myself since we're here. So if you guys want, if you want to check that out or hang out with it, feel free to check it out. And until the next stream for everything, which then should be back over there on the official channel, we will see you guys here next time, and you guys have a good one.
All right, see you guys.